Hello, hello, everyone. So excited to be here with you. Welcome. Today, we're going to be talking all about the three things that you should know and you should definitely be doing and adding them to your calendar to grow your podcast this year. So, let me go ahead and make sure we are live in all the places. We are streaming inside of the Women Who Podcast or Want to Facebook group. I'm also streaming on LinkedIn as well as on our YouTube channel for WC podcasters and on Instagram. So we're doing a lot of things here. So let's make sure everything is open and let's get started. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. I want to be more consistent by offering value to you via live streaming. So, my goal is every week to come on and share with you some insights into what I'm doing to help grow and monetize my own personal show, some things I'm seeing out there in the market, and definitely some insights from working with my one on one coaching clients. Today, in particular, I wanted to talk about the three different type of tasks that I see that was really important to build consistency and for us to be able to grow exponentially in 2023. I want to give a huge shout out to Stephanie Perry Media over on YouTube because Stephanie had a similar titled video all about the things that coaches and freelancers should be adding on to their calendar, and I was thought it was brilliant, and I was like, oh, let me think about for the podcasters what that would actually look like. So I'm going to share with you three things again, and also bonus. I'm always good for bonuses, so I'll share with you some bonuses. So one thing I want everyone to remember is that podcast growth is not only about showing up and being consistent. As much as I hope and I wish it would be like that, you really need to have a strategy. You need to have a game plan on how you're going to continuously get new people, new ears to listen to your show. That is what podcast marketing and podcast growth is all about. A lot of times people post on social, and I know this is controversial, but I see it all the time. People are saying that they're exhausted posting on social media. And I see social media as a way to remind our current audience and followers and maybe listeners that we have a new episode out. But for us to really grow in 2023, we have to do tasks regularly that is going to boost discoverability. How am I going to get in front of someone new today, right? Someone new. Your content strategy has to be a lot different versus just, reminding folks of your offers. So the first thing, let me make sure I have everything down here that I wanted to talk about. Oh, introduction to myself. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Danielle Desir Corbett. I'm a podcast marketing coach. I help overwhelmed and underfunded podcasters not only grow and market their shows, but also to make more money. I see that podcasting is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I honestly feel like indie podcasters deserve a greater share of the pie. Hit me with a yes in the chat if you think that is true. I think it's true. And I definitely don't think that podcasters, especially indie ones, the one are independent, I don't think we get enough share of the billion-dollar industry that's out there. So I'm on a mission to really help us to grow strategically and monetize and make a full-time living if that's something that you choose and want to do. So let's go ahead and dig into the first item that I see podcasters should be including on their calendars this year. So, number one is time to do keyword research. If you have a show that is educational, especially, or you're like sharing insights and tips and things like that, keyword research is key in 2023. Keyword research is going to help you with discoverability by creating content that people are searching for actively every single day. You are going to be able to get discovered and get found. So, SEO, search engine optimization, is my number one strategy for podcasters 2022, 2023, and beyond, because we don't have the time or the capacity to continuously be posting on social media all the time. We might not even have the interest, but when done right, our content can get discovered every single day at all hours of the day because of the keyword research that we do. Okay. So in 2023, the path to discoverability is all about people finding you when they're searching for the topics that you cover. So I recommend setting time aside every single week to research what keywords? What key terms are people using or will use to find your content? So, for example, I'm in the travel space. I'm also in the personal finance space. So, one of the topics, the themes of the episode I wanted to talk about, and one of them was financial literacy, right? So, I knew the overall theme was financial literacy, but for me to really hit the nail on the head, I had to do some keyword research to figure out, okay, what are people actually typing and want to know about financial literacy? And I went down a rabbit hole. There's so many different avenues we could talk about. We could talk about kids and financial literacy. We can talk about what is financial literacy. All of these keywords and understanding what people are searching for helped me to create a really amazing podcast episode that served my audience, but that also helped me get found in Google search. So that's really, really powerful. I'm going to go on my site right here and tell you exactly how many uh how many views that actual blog posts got as a result of doing my keyword research, just so you can see the impact of like how your keyword research can actually help get more eyes on you, on your business, and on your content. So this episode came out not too long ago, and in the last 28 days it had 2,500 impressions from Google. Okay. And a portion of those people clicked onto the actual show notes page, and a portion of those people actually clicked on to listen to the podcast episode. So that is just one example. That financial literacy example is like me being able to figure out what people are searching for. I'm getting picked up organically through Google. I don't really talk about my podcast that all too often. I hope everyone knows I have a podcast, but I'm really focusing on the keyword research so that I can be the fit, the glue to what people are searching for. Let me give you another example of another post that I think I like just like blew it out of the water. So I was creating a post all about Rakuten, which is a cheap flights deal, like not cheap flights. I'm sorry, a cashback. Rakuten is all about cashback, and I did my keyword research to figure out what people are typing in when it comes to Rakuten and like just cashback in general. And the results of that has been really strong. If I can just find that episode here, let me go ahead and find it here. In the meantime, if you have any questions about SEO or anything like that, please let me know. This is a conversation. I'm just sharing some insights, but I want this to be a weekly conversation where we kind of catch up and like share things. So the Rakuten episode that I did, it has had 76,000 impressions, meaning people have seen it 76,000 times through Google's eyes, and it's continuously going up. So over the last 28 days, it has a 761.9% increase in impressions. A portion of those people have clicked on over to read the show notes and the full blog post that I attached to it, and a portion of those people have listened. It's one of my most downloaded episodes of Q4 and Q1. So, yes, SEO is really powerful, and it's definitely something that I recommend to focus in and learn on. If you're like, Danielle, wow, amazing results, but I'm not quite sure like what SEO is, then I definitely highly recommend learning, putting some time aside to understand SEO, how powerful it is, how other types of content creators are using it, like YouTubers and bloggers. These tools have been used for them by them for so long, and I definitely see podcasters missing the boat on that. One of the resources that I really like on YouTube is called Stupid Simple SEO. So again, it's called Stupid Simple SEO, and they have wonderful videos that are not too overwhelming, to really break down the things that are really important when it comes to SEO. So that would be my recommendation: is really, really focusing and learning SEO, because it's really powerful. Millions of people are using Google every single minute of the day, and imagine if a portion of those people were able to actually connect with you in your show, right? Imagine that impact. So keyword research is important. What I do is, before I even sit down and think about the details of a podcast episode, I will do my keyword research. I will try to figure out, okay, based off of the general theme, even if I'm having a guest on the show, even if there's a guest, like a guest, special guest expert, I'm still going to think about like, what are people thinking about and asking, so I can ask the right questions and get found. So there's a way that you can be genuine and like like genuine to you as a creator, but also be strategic so that you can get found. It sucks when you spend so much time working on content that's amazing that no one gets to see it, right? So SEO is definitely time to research, right? It could even be 20 minutes of research time, but research your content ideas before putting pen to paper and going on air. Okay, so that's number one. All right. So another task that I think that is really important for podcasters in 2023 is actually pitching time. Pitching is so important, not only to pitch brands and different partners so that you can get paid. So that's one side of pitching, but also pitching collaborations. So I recommend putting a weekly recurring time on your calendar so that you can pitch collaborations, pitch brand partnerships, apply to grant funding, because that's also a form of pitching, right? Applying to grants is a form of pitching. So putting time on your calendar to actually do the work, right? Actually put pen to paper, craft your ideas, and communicate them out into the world. Especially if you have a sponsorship first podcast, this is so important. Of course, I could wait for brands to come and reach out to me. Some do, okay? But I can drum up more business for my show if I am out there pitching brands that I want to work with. I am sharing ideas with them. I am meeting with them. I am initiating the conversation. They might not even know I exist, right? So pitching is so important. If you're not at the point where you want to pitch brands, for example, you can still pitch collaborations. One of the important ways for you to grow as a podcaster is, like I said, is to get in front of new people, and you can get in front of other people's audiences that are related to yours. And that can be a growth strategy as well. So again, time for pitching is like a non-negotiable. It is how I grow my show. It's how I move forward in my business, how I make a full-time income as a podcaster. So set this as a weekly recurring task. I also think that as you flex this muscle of pitching, you'll feel more comfortable. You're going to be building relationships, and it's just going to make you so much more fruitful and prosperous, and rich. Like rich in terms of like being able to express your ideas and to have someone like buy into your ideas. So pitching time is so important to moving your podcast and growing your podcast in 2023. Number three, when it comes to what to actually include on your calendar, I would also highly recommend putting time on your calendar to work on your newsletter. So, your newsletter is so important. I'm not gonna lie. If you're on my newsletter for the thought card, I suck. I suck. Whenever I like email my people, they're like, Danielle, we missed you. Oh my God. Because I'm horrible at it. But I really want to be more consistent because a lot of the people who signed up for your newsletter are saying, yes, I want to hear from you. I want to hear about what you have to say. And I'm following you. Your inbox is a very intimate space, right? Like it's allows you to not only sell your products and services, but make connections. You can drive traffic to your past episodes if you are emailing your folks. One of the gripes I have with podcasting is that we don't have a way to go out and touch our people. Like I can't go out and reach out to you. I have to either DM you, for example, or as a podcaster, I can't even like send my people a blast or any I can't do only thing I could do is just reach out to them via the audio file. So a newsletter allows us to bring them in closer, have more control over how we communicate with them, how often we communicate with them, and it can drive our folks to actually listen to past episodes, right? Like I love using my newsletter when I do it consistently. I love using my newsletter to let them know, hey, did you know that I had this episode all about, how to find cheap flights, for example? Or did you know I have an episode all about how to define your travel style? So I can go back into the archives and share it with them, and you will see spikes in your downloads and listenership. So putting time aside, even if it's 1 hour, to just write up a newsletter, right? Like writing to your people, I think is so important. And it's definitely something that I have dropped the ball on, and I really want to pick up and do more consistently because I have seen really great results. Okay. So that is my number three thing that you should be adding on to your calendar. For me personally, I'm going to be adding that on Tuesdays because I have a lot of meetings usually on Tuesdays. So I can have some quiet time just to write to my newsletter and let them know that there's a new episode, a new resource. I was featured on this place and that place. Anything updates related, I can share it with them in that capacity. Okay. So, as I said, I do bonuses. So I love to say I have three things, but I really have a bonus. So I have one more additional thing when it comes to what to add to your calendar, and that is coaching time or learning time, right? So every podcast is different, which means that, this cookie cutter approach that we have to like growing and monetizing, it may not always be the right fit. So I think that podcasters have to spend some time to learn new things. And if you're in a coaching program, that would be like meeting your coach and taking action on the assignments that you do with your coach, or that could be like learning a new skill or learning a new processy. Like, can you imagine switching from like one editor to another? Like, you have to learn. It's like a language, right? So just having some learning time, because we're so focused on go, 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 more episodes, new episodes, new episodes. And we don't realize that sometimes we just need to kind of take a step back and learn and implement. So, coaching time, I think, is really important. Setting aside time. For me and my coaching clients, we meet on a biweekly basis, which gives them enough space to take action and to learn. So I like biweekly meetings because, again, it's not like every week and every day, but it gives us space to actually take action on our goals. Okay. So, woo, that is all that I had for you. We're going to do a quick recap. I'm happy to answer some questions if you have any. And again, following up on the conversation. So, just to recap, we have four tasks to add to our calendars this year. Number one, pitching time, pitch collaborations, pitch brands, pitch other podcasters, apply for grant funding, apply for grant funding. Number two, keyword research. Before you sit down and record an episode, if you are wanting to capitalize on SEO, what are people searching for? That is it. What are people searching for? And you could use tools and resources to help you to do that. Recommend Simple Stupid SEO to get you started with learning SEO. Okay. Also, your newsletter time. These are people who opted into like listen to you and hear from you. So reach out to them, make a connection with them, put time aside to actually get that done. So I think that's so important and something that, again, I want to do more of in 2023. Okay. So I hope that this video and this like live stream was helpful. I hope that it gave you some ideas and some thoughts for how you can be more consistent and how you can actually do things on a weekly, daily basis, even monthly basis that will actually lead to growth. Like, if you take action on these things, you will see growth in your show. Okay. So let's see if there are any questions here. Hello. Teresa's in the same bucket. Which bucket? There's a lot of buckets. Let me know. Are you in the newsletter bucket like me? Are you hoping to improve that? So please let me know. Hi, everybody on Instagram. I am live streaming multiple places, so I wasn't looking specifically at you, but thank you, Lord of the Sun Ravi, for hey, hi, super excited to see you. Thank you for coming and joining me. I'm going to be hopping on live once a week, preferably on Tuesdays, just to kind of share some insights and what my thoughts are for this week and things that we can do to grow and make more money as podcasters. Teresa says that they're in the same bucket with me in terms of wanting to be more consistent with their newsletter. I am totally here for you. I totally understand. And I think putting a recurring time on our calendar will help us to devote time, even if it's like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, like just saying, okay, I'm going to devote time on our calendar for this, right? I sometimes think that we also prioritize things that make us feel good, because like sometimes, like, if you haven't been doing your newsletter for long, you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm ashamed, or like I haven't. So this will be able to give us like the consistency that we need, I think, to show up consistently, and it's going to lead results, right? Like, it's going to be more impactful if we reach out to our people often. Okay. So let me see. It's like going to the gym, Teresa. Yes, Teresa, it is like going to the gym. Ugh, shame, walk of shame. But it's so true. It is like that. It is literally like going to the gym, right? I feel like I'd go to the gym more if I knew I was going to go every morning at 7 and I had it on my calendar versus just like, not having something, not having some structure. So All right. So I think that is all that I had to share for you. I did have some additional resources to go beyond today's conversation. So, in the 2023 podcast planner, I collaborate with Melody Johnson every single year. And this year's focus was all about making money as a podcaster and sponsorships. And if you are looking to pitch to more brands, this year, then highly recommend grabbing the 2023 planner because we've included 8 different types of pitch templates. So I went back into my archives and tried to figure out like what are the pitches that we sent out that were really successful that we got paid campaigns. So we put together 8 different scenarios for you so you can just start and get going, right? You'll have a basis to start off with, and you I feel like you'll feel more confident in your pitches if you know, oh, well, this probably worked for someone else. So maybe that'll work for me. So the 2023 podcast planner is my resource of choice for this conversation. Um, let's see. I think that's really it. So that was really what I wanted to let you know. Next week, we're gonna meet on Tuesdays again for a little powwow, a little chat. And I want to talk about ways that we can collaborate with other podcasters in 2023, right? How do we deliver value and get a valuable, get value also from our collaborations? It's not only just podcast guest appearances. That's just one of the ways that we can collaborate. But join me next week on Tuesday, probably around this time, 12:15, 12:30ish, lunchtime, Eastern Standard Time. And we'll talk about multiple ways that you can collaborate with different other podcasters to grow your brand this year. Okay. All right. That is all that I have for you. Have a wonderful day. I'm about to meet with a brand right now. So wish me luck on that campaign. And I will see you again next week. Bye for now. Bye. See you later. Bye.